comedy, drama, fantasy, sci-fi. Our next guest is a powerhouse performer from stage, TV, and film.
His work includes the Oscar-nominated film Ray, as well as blockbusters such as The Matrix Reloaded, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Man of Steel. He's also been a familiar face on TV in The Blacklist, Billions, and Dollhouse.
And he just earned his very first Tony nomination in the Pulitzer Prize-winning play Purpose. And we are thrilled to welcome back to the show acclaimed actor, director, and producer, Harry Lennix. Good morning to you, sir. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Hazel and Justin.
Good
Great to
morning.
be here.
First of all, congratulations
Thank you.
Getting your first Tony nomination. Tell me a little bit about that morning when you saw and heard your name. Holy cow.
Well, that might have been the first words out of my mouth. Maybe a little less PG, but I was extremely surprised. I woke up, it had to be like 8 o'clock in the morning, which for us is like 5 o'clock in the morning for real people. But my agent and manager let me know, and I was over the moon. I woke up my wife and told her she was about to kiss Tony nominee.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Talk about the play, though, being involved in Purpose. I mean, it's a Pulitzer Prize-winning play, first of all, but then to receive these Tony nominations. Could you believe, or did you even know already that it was going to be a huge hit on Broadway?
Well, if Chicago, which is where we started, the Steppenwolf Theater Company, was any indication, we knew that the play would be a crowd pleaser. I think that, when it comes to awards and this sort of thing, you don't really like to think about that. If it happens, it's fantastic. If it does not, you want to be prepared for the disappointment, so to speak. But we didn't see all of this, I don't think. But I think it's well earned.
Yes.
Brandon Jacobs Jenkins, who wrote the play, is a genius. And I think people are starting to see that here in New York, which is great.
You know, Harry, the play takes you behind the scenes of a family with some tough topics, mental illness, hypocrisy, and more. Do you think that's what draws the audience so much into this show and their lives?
You know, I have called this play, Justin, I think the quintessential play of the early new millennium. I think it deals with all the topics that you just named and then some. And I think in a way that is so deft, so skillfully done, that to put all of this in, I don't think this play could have been written 20 years ago. I think it has to be for now. And insofar as that goes, this is the definitive play. So I do think that that is what is resonating with people. People see themselves in the story in many different ways. I can't tell you, white people, black people, old people, young people, when they see these characters, they say that they relate to them, and that's very fulfilling for us.
I mean, there are delicate topics, but you mentioned Brandon. He's a brilliant playwright, but then you're also working with Felicia Rashad. It's like a dream team, right? What was it like working with the both of them?
Well, it was wonderful. Again, we're coming back in from Chicago. We have two new cast members, Cara Young and LaTanya Richardson Jackson. But this team has been together, and I've compared it to being directed or being coached by Michael Jordan. When you have somebody like Felicia Rashad, who is this ingenious an actor. This is her first Broadway show that she's directed, and she's doing a fantastic job. So it really is comforting to see who's on your team every night, and whenever we get the chance to see Felicia, which I'm about to do in about 3 hours because we have a rehearsal.
The notes still come, huh?
It's still coming.
We mentioned you're on a stage star, of course, film, television. When people see you out in the world, they recall which role the most, or which three roles?
Depende, it really does depend. For urban audiences, let's put it that way, I would say that they probably recognize older audiences, the Five Heartbeats, the Blacklist, of course, all over the world, wherever I go, people are like, Harold Cooper, which is great. So I think between those two, and perhaps the Justice League playing Martian Manhunter, I get a fair amount of that.
Yeah, I mean, so TV and film, but being on the theater stage, do you have a preference, and how much are you loving being on stage and getting that live interaction, the response? Because you're hearing the audience laughing in this show.
Yes.
Right?
It's there's nothing like it. Before this play, last year in Chicago, I hadn't been on stage in 17 years, so this is kind of a return. I haven't been on a Broadway stage in 18 years, so it really I had to work off some stage rust, get back into conditioning, so to speak, with regard to being in the theater and learning how to play the audience, because you never know where the laughs are going to come, the surprises are going to come.
Yeah.
And so really, no two shows are the same, and we really have a relationship with the audience at each performance.
Well, we're really looking forward to seeing it. Well, both of us are going to see it next week, but correct me if I'm wrong, but 4 of you are nominated for your performances, correct? And there's 2 in your category.
Yes.
Carrie Young.
Yes.
And then one that's also nominated for a featured actor.
LaTanya Richardson Jackson. No, I'm sorry. Carrie Young is
yep.
featured. LaTanya for lead.
So maybe it's 5.
And then Glenn Davis for featured actress.
Wow, that is something else.
It is 5 out of 6. We thought we should get the grand sweep, but we bring her with us, Alana Arenas.
Have you talked about it? Have you all just kind of commiserated, like, oh my gosh, look at all of us. This is amazing.
On some level, I mean, we have so much time together. This show is 3 hours long. Some days we do it two times a day. But we don't have any secrets. We bring up everything that everybody's a little bleary-eyed at this moment, just going through this Tony campaign and the rest of it. But what keeps us together is that we feel like a family, on stage and off, and we've helped each other get through all of this.
Great chemistry.
Heady time.
You know, as the show continues and you are on the stage in this role, show after show, do you find new things in this character? And if so, how do you make those new things fresh for yourself?
Every day, Justin. I think that we find, I have found something, for example, in this past week, in a scene that I have with John Michael Hill, who plays my son and is my Tony competitor.
Yes, that's something.
But we find stuff every time we do it. And it's wonderful to be able to try to refine what we find every time, because it might slip away and you find something else. So this is, I don't think this play will ever get tired in that way.
What are you hoping then that the audience walks away from, or with, after seeing it?
Well, I hope that they feel, there's this phrase that the kids have now, which is that I hope they feel seen.
Yeah.
That by watching, they can see themselves in these characters. I think my character is called in the description, in the title page, the patriarch. So there's something iconic about that. There's something archetypical in that way. And I think that every character has that. Somebody can grab onto something where it makes them feel that they can relate, that they feel seen, that they can be heard, that they can be understood. I think ultimately that's what the theater does best, is it makes us feel like we're understood, that there's somebody out there like us.
Right. Well, we're looking forward to seeing it. Thank you so much for coming and visiting us this morning, and the best of luck to you.
Thank you,
and the entire cast of Purpose.
Thank you very much.
And you can catch Purpose at the Helen Hayes Theater. Tickets are available at purposeonbroadway.com.